injury. We'll do testing. I'll get more information on that. But obviously, very disappointed for him. A kid that works so hard. So that's tough on that first play to see that. And I know his teammates are feeling for him right now. Denzel Ward is in the concussion protocol. I will have more information on that later. Some really good stuff out there. I was really pleased, obviously, with the takeaways. Are huge and scoring on defense, and that was outstanding. I thought offensively, that first-team offense, I liked what they were doing. Wasn't perfect, but there's a lot to learn from in there. And then, the guys competed for 60 minutes. It was hot out there, so I thought it was a good battle for both sides of the ball. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Did that field goal have any chance? Was it just too low?
Yeah, I'd have to look at it, Tony. I'm not sure.
Do you still have the same amount of confidence in Cade that you guys always have?
Yeah, as you know, Mary Kay, with young players, you constantly try to get better every single practice, every single game, and as we talked about, taking that practice field to the game. So he's obviously going to continue to work at it. I know he wants to finish that kick right there, finish it for his team. I know he's working very, very hard.
At this point, though, do you start to have to explore your options?
Yeah, I think any roster decisions really at any position, Mary Kay, I would say those are things that we'll talk through.
Did Wilkins' second fumble, he didn't appear in the game after that. Was he due to come out?
Yes, he was due to come out.
Were those his fault?
I'd have to look at him. It's disappointing. Obviously, Jordan just got here recently, and I feel like you've gotten enough practice reps where that shouldn't happen, but we'll look at it.
Would you say that Jakeem was going to be slated possibly for some receiver duty just because he looked so good in camp and he has the speed and all that good stuff?
Yeah, we really think highly of the player. Obviously, the difference maker that he is in the return game is one of the things that attracted us to him in the first place. He's played on the offensive side of the ball, but ultimately, Mary Kay just really disappointed for him. A guy who works so hard and what he's been through. So, it's tough.
How about Deshaun? Can you assess his performance?
Yeah, I don't think it was about 20 plays, and it felt like we saw everything in those 20 plays. We lived a lifetime in those 20 plays. It was up and down the field. There was scramble drill. There was, third down. There was some really good balls, some things I'm sure that he wants back. But we got into a bunch of different situations there, which is really, really helpful for Deshaun and that entire first-team offense. So I thought that was good.
How about DTR? He had 3 series and 3 punts.
Yeah.
Resulted in that.
Yeah, young player, going to continue to get better with every single rep he gets. First time on the road in that type of environment. So somebody that's going to just continue to work.
Yeah, we haven't really talked to you since DTR became number 2. So how
Right.
do you feel about that exchange?
Yeah, obviously we feel really good about Dorian as our number 2. That was how that came about. As you guys know, really wasn't on our radar, and it's tough to lose Dobbsy because he's such a good person. Obviously a great player, but they really wanted him, and I think that speaks to his talent. I think it speaks to the person. So you hate to lose such a good guy, but really excited for him and his future. And then, we have a ton of confidence in Dorian, and he's a young player that we feel like will continue to get better.
This is the 3rd game in a row where your defense scored before your offense did.
It's great.
Even though Mahomes wasn't in the game, what did you think of the defense?
I like when the defense scores. Yeah, write that down. Double underline, exclamation point. Yeah, that's what we're about, that ball. And anytime it's in the air, we got a mentality that it belongs to us. We've been ball searching, so we like to score points any which way we can.
How do you feel about your first-team offense now that preseason is over, heading into the season?
Yeah, I feel good about where we are, Mary Kay, but it's based on what the work that we've done. It's been a ton of work, and obviously you get to use number 24 now, which is fun. Getting Joel back out there, so I thought the guys that played today did a nice job, really, in a bunch of those different situations. But we feel really good about where we are. Now we got a lot of work to do, just even in this next week. We got 3 practices next week as we get into the Cincinnati week.
Kevin, did you say anything to, when Cade comes off the field, for that block? Do you have words with him after that?
Yeah, well, I talked to all the players after the game, Mary Kay, and certainly I'll talk to Cade again. Wants to make it, he wants to come through for his team. I know that, and that's why he works so hard. I see it every day in practice.
What about the PAT? Did the penalty cause that, or did he just miss it before?
Yeah, I'd be speaking out of turn because I haven't seen it yet, the replay.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you, guys.
preseason too?
It was good. It was good for us to be able to deal with some adversity early on, especially on the road, communication, things like that. Feed off the defense energy, and be able to capitalize on the turnovers that we got. Definitely with the exchanges with the running back. I know. It's a little bit different, and it's a lot that goes into it. It might seem small, but it's a lot that goes into it. But we're going to clean that up. I feel like if we could have took care of the ball, we could have made some sustained drives and drove it down. But outside of that, the plays was good. We made some plays overall, and we kind of moved the ball. Got guys, we kind of touched the ball and things like that. It was good to see David go up for that corner route for the touchdown. So overall, I think it was good for the final tune-up, and we cleaned some things up to get ready for week 1.
This is the third game in a row the defense scored before the offense did in the preseason game. How do you feel about the way the defense is looking?
I think they're fired up. I think the energy is good from them starting with the front all the way to the linebackers to the secondary. And I think that, coaches making sure that they're, ready to play when they step on the field. And if we can continue to score on defense, I think we can win a lot of ball games because eventually, the offense, we're going to have our opportunities to score. So if we can score on both sides of the ball, I think that's going to benefit us.
Obviously, you guys haven't shown a ton in this preseason. So how excited are you, and how do you feel about how this first-team offense is going to perform when you roll it out?
It's going to be great. It's going to be real great. I think, Kevin is, like I said, he's been on the edge of wanting to call some things, but there's a lot of things that it's going to look very, very different. So, we got 2 weeks or however 10 days to, get that tuned up and ready to go. And, once September 10th comes around and Cleveland Stadium, it's going to be, fireworks, and that's the plan. Don't hold anything back and just let it all loose and just go out there and have fun doing it.
How about your touchdown to David? Just take us through it a little bit. And do you feel like he's just going to be huge for you in the red zone, in the end zone this season?
Yes, man. I think, he's that guy, that valuable player down there, big size, fast, can jump, that can, make a lot of plays like he did today in the red zone. And, on that play, he had a corner route, one leverage on the safety, and the corner stayed down on the receiver. So, it was a one-on-one matchup and put it out far enough where the safety can't make a play. And David did a good job of going up and getting it. And, that's what we like to see from him, and just continue to encourage him to build confidence that he can make those plays and he can be a factor down there in the red zone.
What do you think's going on with the kicker?
I think that's a Kevin question. We all here for Cade, and we want to continue to encourage him, continue to, build his confidence. Me as a quarterback and as a leader of this team, I'm behind Cade. And I think if you ask anybody else in that locker room, they're behind Cade, and we're going to continue to pull them on. And I think, outside of that, I think Kevin can answer the rest.
Deshaun, the play you made to Amari there on that second touchdown drive you guys had, how much does that sort of kind of take us through that play, and how much does that kind of show what your elusiveness, what your legs can provide for this offense by keeping plays alive?
Well, that's the key of the game is, I play a little different style than most quarterbacks. I think it's starting to, come in the NFL. You got Mahomes and Lamar and guys like that can move outside the pocket too. But, when I get outside the pocket, I'm not really looking to pretty much run. I'm looking downfield. So, I think teams got to respect the legs, and once they step up, the idea is to have somebody go deep and get a big play. So, whatever I can do to continue to stem plays and make it positive is good.
How do you feel with DTR now being the number 2 back up to you?
It's good for him. It's a good opportunity for him to learn, to continue to grow, and continue to, build a little bit more, have a little bit more responsibility for himself. And, he's still there answering questions, and I'm still coaching him as we continue to go on. And I think, it's going to help me, be able to make sure if he has any questions, I'll make sure that he knows. And you never know. This game it's a tough game, and sometimes, injuries and stuff like that happen, knock on wood. But you never know when this time got to come up and to help us benefit this team.
You're so close to Dobb. Do you know if he was shocked by this trade?
I think, the way I can answer that, of course I know the answer, but, it's a great opportunity for him. And I think he knows that, heck, he can be the week 1 starter for Arizona and make his career from this. And I think he knows that. Kevin knew that, and AB knew that. And, he's down there with familiar faces with Drew and that staff on the offensive side. And, Dobbs is a guy, he's a competitor, and he's a guy that can, adjust on the fly. So, I'm excited for him, and I was actually just talking to him in the locker room because he watched the game. So I was asking him questions about, different things. But yeah, I'm excited for him and want nothing but the best and all luck for him.
In terms of those, those deep passes to Amari, they're not always the highest percentage type of completion, but when you hit them, obviously it does great things. So, what's your approach to that? Are you guys going to just kind of be explosive and take chances and fire away, and sometimes it's going to hit?
Yeah, you have to take chances in this league. The schemes, the defenses, and the offense, especially the offensive side with these teams, are good. So if you don't take your chance to try to be conservative, that's when you kind of get behind the 8 ball, and we don't want to do that. We want to be able to take our chances and give our receivers and our playmakers a shot, and we're going to take our chances. We believe that they're going to make more plays than not. So. With Amari, he's still coming along, and it was good for him to be out there today for the first time in the preseason, and to build that everything that he's been waiting for this upcoming year.
Is there one thing you think between now and Cincinnati that this is what I need to focus on to be best prepared for that opener?
Just get 1% better each and every day. I think that's the biggest thing. Not so much of just focus on one thing. It's everything. It's still operational, still fundamental, still always getting back to the basics. Never getting too comfortable, never getting too, forward and thinking that you already made it. And, we're excited, and we did a lot of good things, but there's a lot of things that we got to continue to, fix and make sure we're ready for week 1 for a good Cincinnati team.
With the fumbles,
Two more.
you really haven't had an opportunity in preseason, at least not in the games, to have those exchanges with Nick and Jerome. How confident are you that it will be seamless when you have to do it for real on September 10th?
I think it was just, I think the confidence just comes with experience. Having that experience last year with those guys during off season, during early on in training camp, and then just with those guys understanding the system. You can't fault anybody that haven't played in the system and getting their first opportunity to go out there and start a game in a big time with the ones. So things can be a little bit rushed and things like that, but you just got to continue to go.
I forgot to ask you about Jakeem Grant. I know you guys have really loved working with him this whole entire preseason, and he's looked really good. How badly do you feel?
I feel terrible for him. I feel super bad. He worked his tail off to get back, from the injury last year, and his first play back in 2023, and something like that happened. You don't wish anybody that type of injury or any type of injury. So, like I said before, we're always there for our teammates and our brothers. He's probably, I'm not sure what the injury was, but we're going to be there supporting him, and hopefully he can come back even stronger and have his opportunity whenever that time comes. So praying for him.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.